Welcome to the All-State Kickoff in the city of Bridges, also known as Steel City. We're in Pittsburgh, and we've got the Pitt Panthers taking on the Central Michigan Chippewas. You know, just off of downtown, you get to the north end and you find Acrisure Stadium, home of the Pitt Panthers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Custer alongside my partner, former Steeler himself, Max Starks. And Max, first ever meeting between these two programs. Both won their opening game. Central Michigan is a team that has three quarterbacks, but don't think they're going to throw it all over the lot. They're going to play all three of those quarterbacks, but they only threw the football 4 times last week. They rely on their running game. Matt Drinkles, their new head coach, he came over from Army. As for Pitt, known for their defense, but boy, they are electrifying on offense thanks to Desmond Reed. And back deep are the Panthers. Kenny Johnson inside his 5. Across the 20 and brought down at the 27-yard line. We talk about Desmond Reed. He can do it all, Max.
He is an all-purpose guy. He is lightning in a bottle. He is electricity waiting for a chain reaction. All those things describe Desmond Reed. And last week took it 88 yards on a punt return to be the most electrifying play. Did not touch the ball that much, but I think that was by design because they were playing crosstown rival in Duquesne.
We take a look at our all-state spotlight on Desmond Reed. 8 touches for 66 yards, average 8 yards a touch. They wanted to get him the football more, and of course that punt return for a touchdown as well. Eli Holstein is the quarterback. Reed in the backfield. Holstein going to throw, hit as he throws it, and he gets it off to Reed just in time because someone came off that edge unblocked.
And this was one that was going to be a delay. I think they wanted to do something a little bit deeper. Didn't quite set up the way they wanted to, but running that flare was Reed, so quick dump off. Good decision making to get that ball out by Eli Holstein.
Goes down as a 3-yard pickup. So they'll be looking at 2nd and 6. They'll give him 4. Ball fake. Quickly to the slot. That is Raphael Williams. They call him Poppy. And he is across midfield. That's a pickup of 19 for Pitt.
And you can see the early chess match trying to figure out what they want to do. This Chippewa defense plays a 3-3 hybrid under Sean Cronin with a 4-2 nickel concept.
Again, Poppy Williams. Little receiver screen, and he's forced out of bounds.
Chippewa's playing soft coverage right now, figuring out, hey, we don't want to get beat deep. Keep everything in front of us. They're usually a very aggressive defense, but now they're trying to figure out what Pitt does so well because Pitt has some great receivers and, of course, Desmond Reed and Eli Holstein in the backfield.
At the Chippewas' 42-yard line. Again, ball fake, runs the slant. That one to Kenny Johnson, but incomplete.
Kenny just couldn't hold on to it, ran the one-step slant. A lot of guys in the box for Central Michigan, and Kenny Johnson just had it right in his hands, but going to the ground did not survive the fall. Hence why we're now at 3rd and medium, but still one of those things. It's crazy. They haven't really run the ball. They've been using the ball effectively through the air versus on the ground right now.
Saw Holstein. He's the redshirt sophomore. He's an Alabama transfer. Missed 3 games last season with an ankle and concussion. You know, he tied a Pitt freshman record for yards and touchdown passes. There's the give to Reed. Makes a man miss, and he's close to a 1st down. I think he's going to give it to him.
They're going to hand it off. He's going to move the chains. This is what Desmond Reed is. He's electrifying. He was dead to rights in the backfield, but because he kept the legs moving, he's so explosive, he was able to propel himself forward past the 1st down marker.
Reed, of course, one of the team captains. Poppy Williams in motion. Holstein will step up. Just flicks it. That's Reed. Inside the 10. They brought down to the 5.
I was watching the Chiefs and the Chargers last night. This looked very reminiscent. Eli Holstein looking for his guy, getting pressure, rolls out, escapes it right before he gets to the line of scrimmage, darts it off to Reed.
Reed gets the carry, brought down.
Prior to the snap, the previous play was stopped for further review.
I want to take a look at that one. Justin Elliott is our referee.
It's interesting what they're going to be looking for here in that review. Where he was down, I'm assuming it's more of a ball spot than anything else.
I think they may want to take a look to see if Eli Holstein was past the line of scrimmage.
Ah, okay. Looked very Mahomes-esque. Mahomes had that play last night where he flicked it right at the last second. And it's really close.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be really close. It's where his body is when he releases that football that's going to be the big determining factor. It looked like the line screws at the 38-yard line, so when he steps up, is he there or not?
After review, the ruling on the field of the passer being behind the line of scrimmage when he threw the ball is upheld. It's first down.
Okay, so the body was right behind, but you're talking about flirting very dangerously with that line of scrimmage. But Eli Holstein, heads-up play for the sophomore to get that ball out right before he crossed the 38-yard line.
And that was a 32-yard pickup, so now you're looking at 1st and goal now. See what Eli has done here thus far, 4-5. Completed 62% of his passes last season for Pitt before the injuries. Looked like we got somebody who jumped offside. That might be Corver Dimma.
Yeah, it looked like Corver Dimma.
Offside. Defense, number 56. Penalties half the distance to the goal. First down.
He's the transfer out to Nebraska.
Guy had 3 tackles last week at TFL and 2 quarterback hurries. So a guy who likes to get after the passer, likes to get a jump off the football, just not that much of a jump.
So it looked like they were going to throw the fade to Kenny Johnson. Generally is Poppy Williams, number 5, who they target here in that red zone. And they're looking for Williams. Got him. Touchdown.
No harm, no foul on that play. They just changed a little bit. They came out in the same formation, a late stem from Poppy Williams from the backfield on the opposite side of Eli Holstein, went to the slot. They ran a crosser, and he ran the back shoulder fade to the back pylon. Let's take another look at it. Great job of Kenny Johnson. The coverage confusion, both defensive backs run into each other. Raphael Williams all by himself in the pylon, and Pitt scores.
Trey Bukowski will come in for the extra point. And the Panthers strike on their first offensive possession. 7 plays, 72 yards. Did it in a little under 3 minutes. Thanks to Poppy. 7-0 Pitt. From Pittsburgh, you're watching the ACC on ESPN. Brian Custer, Max Starks here with you. Central Michigan, Pitt. Central Michigan won the toss. They deferred. Pitt went right down the field in 7 plays, 72 yards, and scored. Now Central Michigan will get the football back deep. Nari Biggins from his own 9. Driven back. As soon as he hit the 23. And here comes the Central Michigan offense led by Joe Labus. He's the transfer out of Iowa. Redshirt senior. Only 3 seasons at Iowa. Started the first 6 games of the season last year for Central Michigan before injuries took away his season. He went 3-3 on the year. They hand that one off to Nari Biggins. Biggins over that right side, and this is a team, now listen, they want to control the football, control the clock. They run it about 70% of the game and at the time.
And it's a very smash-mouth approach. You think about Coach Drinkle coming from Army, watching the background of that triple option, moving from flex bone into more 2-back power concept with the cut blocking being out. And of course with Eastern Washington, Joe Chapin, another guy that loves to run multiple running backs and likes to have a physical presence.
High snap. Labus got it and goes down. Ryan Bloom, the redshirt freshman out of Michigan. That's a loss of 11.
Bloom got a little nervous looking across at Nick James, lined up across from him, floated the ball a little bit, and here's one of the things, offensive line nerve right here, when you cock the wrist and you flick it, that's what causes it to shoot. You want to keep a straight wrist when you snap the ball back. That's what keeps a lower trajectory.
Redshirt freshman Brock Townsend has checked into the game. He's in the backfield alongside Labus. And that was batted down. Jimmy Scott got those big Pitt paws up and knocked it down.
So you're saying he got a panther paw up.
Yeah, panther paw up.
Coming right off the edge. Great timing to put up the right hand and give a panther squat right at the end, trying to run a dump off to Tyson Davis on the wide receiver screen, trying to take advantage of the slot and the off coverage, but no good there. Chippewa's 3 and out, punting back to Pitt.
And so now Declan Dooley will have to punt things away. Desmond Reed is back at his own at midfield. Remember, he ran one for 88 yards. First time he caught a punt last week. What a punt. And they're going to down it at the 15-yard line. That will go down as a 71-yard punt.
Respect your specialists. That's what that's saying right there. Desmond Reed, back up. Back up, man. Too close, man, right? And that ball sailed 71 yards. That's a booming punt. That is a field-flipping play. And for this Chippewa defense to get very short turnaround with the 3 and out, at least they got some grass to defend.
Here's Reed. He gets the carry. Makes one man miss. Gets to the edge. Basically to the line of scrimmage. Jayon Jackson is the one who brings him down.
I have to say, he got bounced back. Now remember, he's not little, he's just short. That's what we have to keep in mind. But he bounced backwards and still has the explosiveness to not allow that to be a negative play.
5'8" is what they've got him listed on. We were down on the field. He is all of 5'6". Holstein wrapped up by Fernando Sanchez. He had 3 tackles just last week for them, including a fumble recovery.
Pressure coming in by Sanchez. Let's take another look at it. Great, just a 4-man rush, and for whatever reason, I don't know why Ryan Baer got kind of tangled up on the inside, and he was able to get off the edge, and Sanchez just came free and got Eli Holstein.
That's a 4-yard loss. 3rd and 14. Panthers with trips, top of your screen. Holstein will step up and he'll take off. He's got a first down. And more. Finally brought down at the 42-yard line. That's a 28-yard pickup on 3rd and 14.
Rumbling, fumbling, and stumbling to get there. Eli Holstein doesn't see anything, but he sees man coverage in the drop-off, and he just hits the acceleration and hits the X button to get the big first down.
Here's Reed. Tries to make a cut. Kalen Carroll makes the stop, but a 5-yard pickup. You know, one of the things that Cade Bell, the offensive coordinator for Pitt, told us that he loved about Holstein was, he said he's a natural scrambler and will make plays with his feet.
And that's the vision. That's what you want to see. I don't see it. Make a quick decision. And that's what Coach Nardizzi talked about. Year 2 with Eli Holstein, his decision-making is quicker. He's more decisive. And right there, we saw that pay off with a 28-yard scramble.
Good look at the offensive coordinator, Cade Bell, there. 2nd and 5. They'll swing it out. That's Poppy Williams. Flags everywhere.
A lot of laundry out there. You have to wonder if there's something of a hold on the edge that sprung Poppy Williams. We'll get another look at it, see what the referees call in this situation. Pitt walking backwards.
Holding. Offense, number 3. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And it looks like they caught Blue Hicks.
Caught Hicks on the edge. Let's take another look at it. As you get on the edge, 3 at the top of your screen. Yeah, when you get the bear hug, that's pretty obvious. They don't like each other. They don't know each other that well. So when you see that motion, you know it's something that's not legal. You got to be within the framework of the body, inside the armpits, and Blue Hicks just a little bit too wide on his blocking assignment to the outside.
Yeah, he hugged the Jayon Jackson. 2nd and 15 now.
Oh, they did not mark off the penalty. I think that's what, yep. They did not mark off the penalty. They just played from the original line of scrimmage.
Mr. Michigan said, what is going on here?
Wait a second, he just got a penalty. Why is he back at the original line of scrimmage? It looks a little more appropriate there.
From their own 41, they'll go empty set. Holstein. And that's complete to Desmond Reed.
Mr. Chippewas there in on the tackle. Desmond Reed, one of the things that they talked about is they're going to try and line up and get him the ball any way possible. So he could be lined up in the slot. He could be in the backfield. He could be behind in the pistol. They're going to try and get him the ball anytime in space.
Again in the flat, and Reed is tripped up. Jayon Jackson again. He's their best cover corner, and that's a guy that you want on Desmond Reed.
You need a guy that can fly. And I don't see wings on the back of Jayon Jackson, but he has to hit that turbo button every opportunity, and running just a flat route out of the backfield, that's tough an angle for anybody to cover, corner or linebacker.
Joel's Golf has checked in. He gets the carry right now. He's brought down at the 43-yard line of Central Michigan, 4-yard pickup. He'll go with a little tempo.
Yeah, no huddling here for Cade Bell leading this offense. He likes to send his guys in with a couple of plays at a time.
They give to Golf again over that left side. Got back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it. Elijah Gordon made the stop for the Chippewas.
So schematically, the tough thing to do is to be in gun or pistol and have running back to the same side and run same side zone, because there's already an overload because of the pre-identification. So that's a tough way to run. You usually want to run across from that or line a guy back in true coverage to where you can't overload a side.
Pitt 2 for 2 on 3rd down. Looking at 3rd and 6 here. Holstein throws to the flat. It's complete. Goff made a guy miss and got the first down.
This Pitt offense is not shy about lining up their running backs out in the slot and making them receivers. At the point to the left, you had Goff sitting at the backside wing and just running a quick little just arrow route to the outside pylon to the first down marker.
It's a 10-yard pickup. This time they'll keep it on the ground. And Goff ran into his own man and goes down, but picks up about 4.
Solid run game running in between the tackles. Jules Goff saw the cutback, but like you said, ran into the backside of his guy and couldn't quite keep his balance as he was moving laterally.
Goff put on about 10 to 15 pounds this summer. Holstein got rid of it. I mean, he had Chippewas all around him and still got rid of the football.
Yeah, it is not winter, but he had a Chippewa coat on. And still was able to get the guy off of him and get the ball off in that moment. Doesn't see it, pocket collapsing around, runs into his guy. Sanchez misses, and you saw a couple of other guys, Dakota Cochran trying to hit him as well, but gets the ball out to avoid the sack.
Another 3rd down. On the ground to Reed. And he's close to a first.
Looks like he's about a yard shy, maybe a half a yard shy on this one. If I'm Pitt offense, I haven't really been stopped today. I mean, I would definitely go for it in this situation because the Chippewas went 3 and out. They didn't really get anything going offensively. So worst case scenario, if it is a turnover on downs, you're still giving it deep in your territory.
4th and 1. Holstein throwing, and Poppy Williams had it and dropped it.
Central Michigan came and brought the house on that one to apply pressure to Holstein. Holstein steps up, tries to float it right before the hit, but it'll be Central Michigan ball when we come back here.
Allstate Saturday Kickoff is brought to you by Allstate. You're in good hands. And DQ. Happy tastes good.
7-0 our score here in the first quarter. Pitt on top of Central Michigan. Matt Drinkle in his first season as head coach. Spent the past 6 seasons at Army West Point. Here comes the second offensive series of the game for the Chippewas. That first offensive series went 3 and out. Joe Labus still their quarterback. Trey Cornish in the backfield. They'll go 2 tight ends. Cornish gets the carry. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it.
Kyle Lewis in the backfield causing disruption. And this is a first-team All-American, Mr. Everything Walter Camp watch list. He's a guy that's going to be a problem in this game, a difference maker. Him, Tamon Lynham, also playing very aggressive at the line of scrimmage. You're going to see a lot of big personnel in here because of what the Chippewas like to do offensively and running the ball out of a multitude of personnel groupings.
Yeah, number 9, he is the leader of this Pitt defense. Again on the ground by the Chippewas. Jimmy Scott will make the tackle.
And Brian, dare I say it, we saw the Maryland eye just now. The 3-back eye formation, that's old school football right there. That lets you know you have an intent to rush. You're sending 2 lead blockers in the same hole with a running back behind it. Once again, this is what Joe Chapin likes. He likes to change things up, move people around, and get a lot of different personnel groupings and show you a lot of different fronts.
3rd and 6 for Central Michigan. Labus steps up, throws high, what a catch! Tyson Davis went up and snatched it right out of the air.
And that was amazing. Offensive line falling, pocket collapsing around him. Tyson Davis with the one hand over the top grab, AKA looks like Randy Moss out there, mossing the dude to get the big first down for Central Michigan's offense.
Offensive line changes. Davis missed basically all of last year with an Achilles injury. He is, without question, their most explosive offensive player. On the ground to Brock Townsend. He's the redshirt freshman. But man, Tyson Davis, they said, if we're going to throw it, we got to throw it to this guy. Look at that athleticism.
The extension, I mean, it looked like a reverse Jumpman logo. The way he jumped and got extension and grabbed that ball in one-handed in that moment, that was a great catch, big play for Central Michigan to move the football and get their first down of the game.
Redshirt junior out of Flint. Angel Flores has come in at quarterback. He's the transfer out of Northern Arizona. Flores, he will throw, hit as he throws it, and it's complete. Flags go flying. Tommy McIntosh made the catch.
Wonder if that's going to be a roughing the passer type of penalty. That's when that ball, that flag was thrown right in the contact zone.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 44. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
Yeah, Jimmy Scott called for the penalty.
So Jimmy Scott, I watched the replay on the big board, and he made contact with the head, the helmet. When he went to go chop at the football, he hit the head of Angel Flores. That's what initiated the roughing the passer penalty.
Flores is a guy that Jim Chapin, the offensive coordinator, recruited him out of high school. But he ended up going to Northern Arizona. Again on the ground, and it's Nari Biggins. Plows his way for a 2-yard gain. And now here comes the third quarterback. You're going to see Jaden Glasser. Glasser is the redshirt freshman, and he is probably, when you talk about a specimen looking at him, they say probably the best runner out of all 3 of them, but has a really big arm. Still learning the quarterback position, but they just say, when scouts come to watch Central Michigan, they say, whoa, look at this young man.
Yeah, 6'2", 230. That's a big boy in the backfield of the QB position.
3 tight ends. Glasser throws. He's got a man and overshoots DeCorian Temple.
That was set up perfectly. Seam route by Temple. 3 tight ends set. And Glasser just had pressure in his face, so he couldn't step into that pass to get it down. Kind of floated it a little bit over the top. And DC Temple, wow, great route, great seam route to split the safety and the nickel to get wide open. But Glasser had pressure in his face immediately from that Pitt Panther defensive front.
Glasser will stay in. They're looking at 3rd down. You can call it 8. Brock Townsend is the back. He'll swing it out to Townsend. He's got a 1st down. And brought down at the 22-yard line. Javon McIntyre makes the stop.
So if you're trying to figure out the difference between these 3 different backs that Central Michigan likes to use, Brock Townsend is the one they call bruiser. And we saw it right there. He got to the 1st down, and he churned for that additional yardage with 2 Panthers on his back. So a great job by Townsend to run and keep his feet moving forward. They talked about Biggins and Cornish as the guys who are the engine. They're thunder and lightning.
That is the end.
Brock Townsend is a physical guy.
So we played 1 quarter here in Pittsburgh. It's the Pitt Panthers 7, Central Michigan Chippewas, but they're knocking at the door. 2nd quarter when we come back. Seven to nothing our score as we begin the 2nd quarter. We take a look at our Fansville College football update. It is brought to you by Dr. Pepper. You know, Coach Narduzzi was telling us, you think of the ACC, we can put up some points, and you can see here, obviously just 1 game, but ACC averaging 32 points per game certainly helps in teams like Pitt who put up a 60-piece. Glasser with the football. This is the freshman, third quarterback we've seen here for Central Michigan. Going forward for 5 yards. Joe Labus is going to come back in. He started the game.
And we see a center exchange as well. So you Red Rover quarterback and center and huddling to get in with this new group. This is amazing how much they move. And even for Dominic Mayava, he moved from left guard to right guard in that exchange as well. And Pulame goes to the left side.
Power I, they give it to Cornish. Blaine Spires makes the stop. Give him about a yard. Central Michigan in the red zone for the first time. Here comes a new quarterback. Angel Flores comes back into the game, looking at third down.
Literally 3 different quarterbacks for the down. You started with Glasser, you just had Labus, and now you got Flores in the span of 3 plays. That's how much this team likes to rotate through it. Tom Chapin is what he did at Eastern Washington, bringing that concept to Central Michigan.
Flores from the gun. And a flag on the snap.
Looks like some movement right before on the left side.
Full start. Offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
That was Mayava, Dominic Mayava. You talked about him.
A guy who plays 3 positions on this team, because that's one of the tough things when you think of, we talk about these 3 quarterbacks, that's a guard that plays 3 different positions, but just look at the snap counts from last week. You see a good dissemination. Now, Jaden Glasser, they said they wanted to get him in more, but it didn't dictate that. But with a bigger defense like Pitt, this is where you could get a little bit more repetitions for Glasser.
Right now, it's Flores. 3rd and 9. Cornish hit and lost a yard.
Great run key diagnosis and blitz. Isaiah Neal blasted through the line of scrimmage on that play to force the 4th down and bring out the kicking unit for Central Michigan.
So here comes Cade Cunningham. He was the hero for Central Michigan last week, made 3 field goals. This will be from 41 yards out. Made a couple from 28 and 34 last week. Give them the victory over San Jose State.
Timeout. Central Michigan, they're first. 30 seconds.
We'll talk about it.
I'd imagine with all that rotation in there, you want to make sure you got the right personnel grouping in there. And for Coach Drinkle, not sure if they had enough guys lined up. I think that was one of the reasons why you blow there. You don't want to have 10 guys on a field goal protection. You want to make sure all 11 are out there. And I think that's also a tough thing for the offensive line to try and make that decision.
Cade Graham, who's kicking this, really interesting story. He's a redshirt senior, but he's a walk-on who basically was a regular student at Central Michigan. This is his first year kicking. He plays soccer, wrestled in high school. He actually paid $60 for the high school football camp that they have on campus, and paid for his own money and said, hey, I played soccer, I can kick, I want to play football, and won the job.
That's amazing.
This is from 41 yards out, and it's good.
Amazing story there. Chippewa's on the board.
They're on the board, 7-3, our score here in Pittsburgh. 7-3 is our score here at Pitt. Don't forget tonight, ABC, 15th ranked Michigan takes on 18th ranked Oklahoma. Comes your way 7:30 Eastern from Memorial Stadium in Norman. Just the second meeting between those two powerhouse programs. First meeting happened in '75. OU, by the way, won the national championship. That was Barry Switzer's third season as head coach. Chippewas, 12 plays, 6 minutes, 42 seconds. Get that 41-yard field goal. Cade Graham will kick things away. Black deep, Blue Hicks, Kenny Johnson. And this is Kenny Johnson. Brought down at the 26, 27-yard line. 12-yard return. It'll be Pitt football when we return. Seven to 3 is our score. Pitt about to take the field for their third offensive possession. So far, it's been Eli Holstein and Poppy.
And they've been looking good so far. 9 of 12 for 91 yards and a tutty. And, of course, Raphael Williams, one big drop at the end. That was on that fourth down conversion that led to the turnover on downs and turned the ball back to Central Michigan. But 2 drives in, this is only the 3rd drive of the game for the Pitt Panther offense.
Play fake and almost intercepted. Jayon Jackson was locked up there with Blue Hicks and nearly came up with the pick. Keep in mind, the Chippewas, they had 2 interceptions in the first half last week. They only had 2 interceptions all last season.
Much improved group, but Sean Cronin has come in and really changed the face of it. Very aggressive at the front. Right there, Jayon Jackson playing the inside coverage on Hicks that led to that pass deflection.
Holstein steps up, throws, got him in. That's complete to Kenny Johnson, and flags go flying everywhere.
Well, it might have been a face mask on the tackle there, and I'm not even going to say it. Number 3, Brendan. Leave that to you.
Diaz Fernandez.
Not even attempted.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense, number 15. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play.
I apologize. Caleb
Automatic
Span
first down.
on that play, not Diaz Fernandez. And we watched the catch. Great job. Oh yeah, that was not incidental. That was a Yankee crank on that one to spin him around by Caleb Spann. So easy call there in the open field, and a big play for Pitt to move across into Chippewa territory.
And so now that is marked at the 41 of Central Michigan. Jet sweep. Blue Hicks. Hicks breaks a tackle. Touchback. Down the sideline. And brought down at the 21-yard line. That's a 20-yard pickup by Blue Hicks.
And this was just a beautiful execution. Coming in motion, the little quick pitch. And great lead blocking by Desmond Reed, throwing bows in the middle of the lane.
Speaking of Reed. Forced out of bounds. Picks up 4.
This up-tempo pace, no-huddle offense. Cade Bell gets in about 3 to 4 plays, and they operate very quickly out of that, so you don't have time to switch off as players are trying to leave the field.
Holstein got someone to jump. He'll take a shot to the end zone, and he was looking at Blue Hicks, but flag.
Hey, that's a hallmark. You get them to jump, and it's not full unabated to the quarterback. That's a free play for the offense.
Defense, number 56. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Over Dimma again on the offside.
Yep.
Second time he's flinched a little bit too soon. And in that one, that was a great job just running that back corner pylon route by Hicks. Very similar to what we saw when there was a penalty in the other direction the first quarter. So you wonder if they'll come back with a similar type of play again with a little wrinkle.
Play fake. Holstein throws to the end zone. Wide open. Touchdown. Justin Holmes, the tight end.
Alone in the middle of the end zone. And a great play by Holstein. They ran the short motion with Raphael Williams to the right, and it looked very similar to the touchdown play earlier. It was Johnson and Williams. This time it was Hicks and Williams. He looks that way, looks off the safety, and right in the middle of the field, running right down on a seam route, was the tight end Holmes, and a very easy pitch and catch for Holstein to Holmes for 6 for Pitt.
A transfer out of Marshall with his first career touchdown catch. Extra point is good. And the Panthers up 14-3 thanks to this 12-yard strike to Justin Holmes. 14-3 Pitt Panthers.
The All-State Saturday Kickoff is brought to you by the Walt Disney World Resort, the most magical place on earth, and McDonald's.
14-3 is our score. Pitt just went 74 yards. Did it in a $120. A 12-yard touchdown pass with Justin Holmes. So far, the Pitt Panthers 2 for 2 when they're in that red zone.
This offense can creep on you real quick. They're very fast strike. The no-huddle system that K. Bell likes to operate in, and Eli Holstein, another year under his belt, very good with the entire offense. They said it was open, the playbook was open to him a year ago, but it's even more so available to him with the multitude of plays at his discretion on a play-by-play basis.
Sam Carpenter kicking things away. Ari Biggins with the fair catch. Well, for 20 years, All-State has celebrated every field goal, extra point made by participating universities by donating to the university's athletic scholarship fund, supporting really all student athletes. We say thank you to All-State. Joe Labus will lead this Central Michigan offense, and you can see on the first drive it was just all Joe Labus. On their second offensive series, they used a couple of three of the quarterbacks.
Variety is the offensive spice of life for this Chippewa offense, and using that multitude has worked out well. Second drive in the game.
Here's Biggins from the power I. Tried to get to the edge and forced out of bounds, maybe to the line of scrimmage, and that was it.
And does a great job running laterally. Nick Lappy just kind of strafing across to make sure that Biggins couldn't stick that foot in the ground and go north to south. Made him go east and west, and for no gain on that play.
A couple of backs, Cornish and Townsend have checked in, so now they'll go 3 running backs. Well, it's that diamond formation. And they gave it to Biggins, and he lost thanks to Joey Lazinski. Zelensky came in, made the hit. He's a transfer out of Eastern Michigan. Had a sack last week against Duquesne. That's a 3-yard loss.
Discipline on that is at an all-time high. That looks like Army imprint right there, running the triple option from the backfield out of the gun. There's so many different. We saw the Maryland eye, now we saw the Diamond eye. We're getting all kinds of different formations from this Central Michigan offense.
Looking at a 3rd and 13. They're 2 for 4 on 3rd down. The throw right to DeCorian Temple, but he is wrapped up at the line of scrimmage.
Tough sledding, trying to set up that tight end delay screen in the middle. They call that a middle screen, and Pitt Panthers weren't fooled by that one. You know, this is a very tenacious front seven, very disciplined in their approach. Randy Bates, their D coordinator, he has a history of being tough. And as a Navy man, I'm sure he can remember watching some of those Army-Navy games and the frustration it gave them. But right there, not fooled on that. Another 3 and out for this Central Michigan offense.
And the defense is the calling card for Pat Narduzzi in his 11th season now as head coach. Pitt, former DC at Michigan State, University of Cincinnati. Here's Desmond Reed. Versus field, tries to get around that edge, cuts back down the sideline, and then finally forced out of bounds.
He's so electric. He is so electric. He was dead to rights and still made 2 guys run into each other before getting to the outside and getting positive returns.
14-3 is our score. Pitt football when we come back. 14-3 is our score tomorrow. Talking about Sunday, NFL Countdown. That's before the Aaron Rodgers makes his Steelers debut. Max starts against those Jets. Live pregame coverage, analysis, New York, plus what to expect from Michael Parsons, the Packers against those Lions. And they got an inspiring story behind Aiden Hutchinson's comeback. That's NFL Countdown, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. This is Ja'Kirian Turner. Seeing his first action with the football. This is a young man who can really fly. He's just a freshman out of Florida. And they think he can be a future feature back here at Pitt. Had an hamstring issue just last week, reason why he didn't get much playing time at all. He'll fake it to Turner. Holstein steps up, flares it out to him, and he's forced out of bounds by Jordan Kwiatkowski.
And Ja'Kirian Turner, if you don't know where Wildwood, Florida is, it's in between Orlando and Gainesville. Just know that he went to South Sumter, actually a school that I played against back when I was in high school. They were a Class 2A school that we saw. So Cade Bell definitely recruiting deep in the state of Florida as a Gainesville native and Live Oak native, finding a kid in Ja'Kirian Turner.
Now flanks out. Bottom of your screen. Holstein throws over the middle. That's complete to Deuce Spann. He's down at the 30-yard line. Transfer out of Florida State. Had a couple of catches last week.
Yes, he did, and they are right on the ball. Sudden change on big explosive plays, and you see Central Michigan trying to get off the ball again.
Here's Turner, the freshman. Flag goes flying. And just because we're here, I'm thinking they're terrible towels, but no, those are flags.
Those are flags. Yeah, the referees are very, very good about throwing their yellow towels out. Yeah, this is not the day. Sundays is when you're supposed to see the terrible towels, not on Saturdays. You know, Pitt gave out some H2P yellow towels for pregame for the fans.
I saw that.
Illegal substitution. Defense. That penalty is declined. It's second down.
That's what going tempo will do for you.
Tempo's there. As we could see, towels in the hands, but it says H2P, which means Hail to Pitt. There's a little acronym there locally, and alumnus know that phrasing very well.
Holstein looking left, throws, Reed, got it! Inside the 5.
Great pocket protection by the offensive line to allow Holstein to float that ball to Reed, and Reed floated as well. Having to slow down. He's so fast, he had to slow down, jumped up and caught that ball in his belly. Big play to get inside the 5-yard line for the Pitt Panthers.
21-yard pickup. First and goal. From the 2. Holstein again, and that's a touchdown. Coming across, Josh Altman, the tight end.
Great job, great presence, and this Pitt offense can strike at any moment, and it can strike from anywhere. Second tight end to catch a touchdown. 3 touchdowns now for Holstein, 3 for 3 in the red zone. Pitt Panthers are cooking in this contest in the first half.
Here comes the extra point. (21-3). Now our score is Josh Altman.
Let's take another look at this play. Desmarais goes out in coverage, which pulls a man out of the defense because you have to respect him being there. Eli Holstein just waits and surveys. Altman detaches from the line, just runs a flat out route along the line of scrimmage. Eli Holstein leads him perfectly into the end zone, and that is another Pitt Panther touchdown. 3 for 3 on the day for Holstein, throwing in the red zone. This is pretty special to watch. They can hurt you from so many different ways. It's not just Reed, it's not just Hicks, it's not just Williams. You have now a duo of tight ends that have also caught touchdown passes.
And a local kid who went to Pittsburgh Central Catholic, it's his first career touchdown catch.
Yeah. ultimate. Once again, I can point to all of these places from where we're at right now. That's how close it is right now. Right there in Oakland, literally in the University of Pittsburgh footprint is where Central Catholic lies. And boy, you have to be happy if you're the local kid.
Biggins. They'll start from the 25. And we got a flag here, a late flag. And looked like they're pointing at Pitt.
Oh, some words were said. Don't get cocky. Don't get cocky in these situations. You got to keep your discipline. Don't take unnecessary penalties, even though you have the lead right now.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Kicking team, number 16, his first. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Wonder if that's Jesse Anderson? Sophomore wide receiver, talking from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Listen, one of the things I've always said, always show respect, always be a sportsman in everything that you do. Win graciously, lose humbly in the process. That's not showing humility or grace in those moments. You got to keep your composure in these moments.
Central Michigan got 2 timeouts here left. 6 minutes, 40 seconds until the half. Central Michigan will get the football to begin the second half. As Angel Flores goes down. And that's a loss of 1. Zach Crothers came in, the first one to wrap him up.
Watch it again. Blitz on the inside. Kyle Lewis and Bray Lovelace in there, and they're the ones all corralling them with Carruthers. It was almost like a fire drill. Everybody kind of spread out and allowed them to get into the backfield.
Fake it to Towns, and it's sacked. Crothers again came unblocked. You know, they said this kid has been having a great camp. They said he will be a really good player for us, and he's showing those signs.
Yeah, Jacob Russell in that moment. I know that you're pulling a counter guy and you have to cover that B gap, but Crothers, it was almost unabated. Russell too late to get back on him on the slant hinge protection.
Is under review for potential targeting.
They want to take another
helmet contact potentially there because the helmet came off by Flores on the contact. Interesting to see what this is going to be ruled. We take another look at it. Flores back is turned. As helmet to helmet. That's a tough one right there. That is a tough targeting penalty. The helmet makes contact with the other helmet, but he's hitting them high trying to do the wrap. It wasn't like he lowered to the crown.
Right.
Which is what they're always looking for, is a crown contact.
Absolutely.
From the defensive guy. So this is one that's just tough.
After review, the ruling on the field of no targeting is upheld.
There you go.
Third down.
There you go.
That's incidental in those moments. Right. That's playing football right there. There was no malintent. He wasn't using his head as a battering ram. It's kind of what they're trying to get out of this game. That is just a man making a play. Just big boying on the football field.
So now it's 3rd and 17. Joe Labus is checked in at quarterback for Central Michigan. They started the series with Angel Flores. Labus will throw it. That one complete to Justin Ruffin. Bruce Brookins was right there with him. Pickup of 6, but the Chippewas will have to punt it away.
Man, Brookins doing a great job covering on Ruffins. One of the things that Coach Chapin talked about was that it's rare when a freshman gets to have an opportunity to start on this team because you have so many veterans and so many seasoned guys, but he's been dynamic. A kid out of Buckner, Kentucky, that made that catch on that play, so a bright future for the young man.
Dooley had a 71-yard punt. This one straight up in the air, and it is a lot shorter.
I believe we call that a shank where I'm from. That's a tough one, especially when you think about how great that first punt was, 71 yards. But I get it. You don't want to kick the number 0 because he is electric. But not that way. Like, angle it a little bit further down into the sidelines. That one, I think, just came off the foot wrong on Dooley.
So first one 71. This one take away about 61 yards. 10, what they're saying. 10 yards.
Getting the ball on the positive side of the field for Pitt, you're already in Central Michigan territory.
Under 5 minutes left until the half. Holstein to the boundary. Zion Fowlerell.
And a good focus by him, because I felt like that ball was kind of tipped at the line of scrimmage. It looked like it went out and then kind of ricocheted up off of the hand of one of the Chippewa defenders, but couldn't really tell. But a great job by Fowlerell to look it in and catch that ball for positive yardage.
2nd and 5. Holstein. Again, the tight end, Holmes. Another one of those crossing routes.
And the eye discipline of Eli Holstein. He has a lot of action to the right, and I think we have a down Pitt defender. It looks like, couldn't tell, looks like number 7, Deuce Spann, is down. Let's take another look at it real fast. What led to it? Deuce Spann going across. He gets hit very hard by Dakota Cochran. Still down on that one. Once again, a great job by Holstein, because he sold the action to the right that Deuce Spann was going. Coach Narduzzi right there walking next to his receiver, talking to him. Walk it off. Okay, little chest contusion there. He was grabbing his chest. Don't blame him. That was a hard hit. You catch a shoulder charge to the sternum. It's a little tough.
I tell you what, Coach Narduzzi is like the personification of this city. I mean,
yes,
blue collar, hardworking, tough.
This guy, he's like, can you breathe? All right, let's walk it off.
Yeah, really.
Get those medical people away from him.
11th season here at Pitt. Empty set for Holstein. Throws in the seam and threw it behind Poppy Williams.
And in coverage, Kalen Carroll was the guy that almost caught the ricochet on that one. And Raphael Williams looked a little surprised on the location. Eli Holstein, very accurate, very pinpoint. That one a little bit behind him as Raphael Williams broke to the inside on the flag route. Sorry, post route, not flag route.
From the Chippewa 30, here's Desmond Reed. Dakota Cochran.
Bit of a ragdoll.
Yeah, he was a little tussle with Desmond Reed. Tried to slam him at first, didn't he?
I mean, I did that to my kids when they were young. You know, you play Bring Around the Rosie. Desmond Reed takes the handoff, runs the outside sweep.
Now watch you try to slam him here.
Yeah,
oh, no.
Yeah, the dipsy-do on that one. Come down. Desmond Reed. And a little slight step on that moment. Once again, he's not small, he's just little.
Pitt to go 5 wide here on 3rd down. Holstein to keep it. Finds a crease, got a first, and a flag.
Looked like it was a hold over there. Not sure who that was. It was Lyndon Cooper.
Holding. Offense, number 56. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
I don't like to say that I can call him, but former offensive lineman, there's things that look very similar. And once again, he just clutched a little bit too long. Let's not call it a hold, but he clutched a little bit too long. And let's take another look at it. Good arm placement on the inside, right there. Yeah, you can't grab the outside of the shoulder. You have to be within the framework there. And Lyndon Cooper just a little bit to the outside, and the yank and the twist got called on him.
So 3rd and 19. Holstein again over the middle. That's complete. Fowlerell.
A lot of that lost yardage back and just not enough. Now we're in a kicking situation.
13-yard pickup.
Nice pickup by Fowlerell in the middle of the field, coming in from that inside slot, and then just making a little stick move, seeing soft coverage, decides to cut to the middle where the Chippewa defense is not, and just gets some of the yardage back, but can't get all of that to get the first down.
Here's Trey Butkowski. He's a freshman out of Orlando. This will be from 43. Made a couple of field goals last week. And that's good.
The Lake Nona kid, not far from Disney there for the young man out of Orlando, Butkowski.
He's got a new career long. Knocks through that 43-yarder. And Pitt now up 24-3.
And 3-touchdown lead here. And for Central Michigan, 2 minutes left, and you get the ball to come out of halftime. You want to get some type of rhythm established so you have something to work off of coming back into this 2:08. You got the 2-minute timeout coming up. They still got a plethora of timeouts, so you can run a 2-minute drill, but they got to get started. They got stalled in the first drive. You had a nice drive where you used a multitude of quarterbacks, and you came back and you used 2 quarterbacks, but the first 2 were sacks by Angel Flores, so you didn't really get to see him, and then Joe Labus came in on the 3rd down and just couldn't make things happen. So you want to see them kind of settle down, try and get back to running their offense, and try and go into halftime with some positive notes so you can come out in the second half.
Sam Carpenter to kick things away. Nari Biggins, you see there, standing at his own 1. They'll start from their own 25.
Still a little extra pushing down there on the field. You would think after the last penalty, Pitt players would just turn around and just run straight to the sideline. Don't get involved in the extracurriculars. This is a very chippy squad over there. I mean, they're called Chippewas for a reason, right? I mean, you know, this is a very tough, hard-nosed team under Coach Drinkle, so they're going to fight to the very last minute. They don't care what the score is. They want to play football for 60 whole minutes and then some if they get into overtime. But in this, they're going to be a physical squad.
2 timeouts left here for Central Michigan. Here comes Jaden Glasser. See what they've done offensively. The freshman, he's going to keep it. Picks up a couple. Here's the 2-minute timeout.
The 2-minute timeout.
24-3 our score until the half. We're looking at 2 minutes until the half here from Pittsburgh. And it's Pitt on top 24-3. Central Michigan 2nd and 8 from their own 27.
That was the Allegheny River they were shooting that one from. We have 3 rivers, have a confluence here. Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela. That was the Allegheny side.
And we got someone who jumped.
Full start. Offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Center on the offsides. Tough one. I mean, it's a rarity, but it can happen. Sometimes it can happen. Center moves the ball forward, like getting into their stance. They move the ball forward for their height position, or you move the ball a little bit. That's usually how that happens. It's usually not a physical movement, but more of a ball movement.
Stepping up is Glasser. Flags everywhere. And how he got that one off is beyond me as Biggins got back to the line of scrimmage.
A lot of confused bodies there on the defense.
See if there was a hold, though.
Yeah, holding on the offense. Might have been over there. Martin Corvisto over there in the action. You wonder if that's going to be on him or someone else. But great job by Glasser to keep his feet alive, because he was smothered and covered in that one.
Holding. Offense, number 76. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
I don't want to say that I can call him, because as an offensive lineman, I get a little sensitive about those calls. But you see things break down as fast as they do off the edges. And it's been tough sledding for Corvisto and Jacob Russell in these last 2 series.
Pitt, they're first.
So
30
Pitt
seconds.
Talk about some things. I'll try to get them a stop, because they could have plenty of time to put some points on the board.
As fast as they can score. I mean, they scored, what, a minute 20 in one of those drives, and you're sitting at a minute 52, a 3rd and long situation. Very plausible to get this ball back with just over a minute and a half and still be able to operate. And knowing the punting situation on that last punt, there's always an opportunity.
You only went 10 yards. And for Central Michigan, for a team that is not known to make explosive plays through the air, you're looking at 3rd and 13. You're trying to call something that is safe yet effective to try to get you this first down. But they're a team that generally likes to plot their way down the field.
And Glasser, of anybody of the 3 quarterbacks, this is the one with the most talent and the strongest arm. So you got Jaden Glasser here to try and see if he can do something.
And they're going to keep it on the ground with Biggins. Sheen Biles makes the stop.
Another timeout.
Quick time.
Timeout.
Pitt.
Pitt, they're second. 30 seconds. Please reset the game clock to 1:48. 1:48, please.
That's
Thank
exactly what Pitt is thinking. Hey, let's get this ball and try to get some more points on the board, considering Central Michigan will get the football to begin the 2nd half.
Now you break up the double score opportunity. Great 3 and out by the Pitt defense, and really stymieing what Central Michigan's trying to do. So they haven't had anything happen since that 2nd drive of the game, and since this is now the 3rd punt in a row for the Chippewa offense, kicking it back. And of course, Desmond Reed, mama, there goes that man back there. And I get it, you don't want to kick to him, but you got to figure out an effective way to get the ball down the field, at least make it a longer, daunting challenge for this Pitt Panther offense.
So Declan Dooley back again. Here's Desmond Reed. Drives him back from his own 20. He heads up. He's got a hole. Reed, there's a flag. Busts another tackle. And finally brought down at the 25-yard line. A 55-yard return, but let's take a look at the flag.
Looks like this may come back. Pitt offense waiting to see what the call is before they run on the field. Difference of 55 yards on where you're going to run to. So I get it, the big boys don't want to run that much, but multiple Flags right around
during
the
the return,
receiving zone.
blocking in the back, receiving team, number 52, 10-yard penalty, first down.
We said this guy is electric. Watch him.
Bottle rocket here. Sees the middle of the field, great vision, strafing and moving. He even wound around the umpire. One leg tackle, 2, 3 guys to take him down. Once you actually catch him, you still got to get him to the ground. He's so wiggly and so explosive. This is truly a cheat code if you're the Pitt Panthers, and knowing as special teams that you can get a weapon like Desmond Reed that can not only run the football and catch the football, but he can return it as well. Cade Bell, the son of Florida great Kerwin Bell. Got to throw that out there. Talking with Cade, he was a youngster, about 10 years old last time I saw him when I was playing on his dad's traveling basketball team called the Swamp Shooters. So wild.
Joel's Golf in the backfield. He gets the carry. Across the 20-yard line.
The knee wasn't down. He was still striking. I'm sure if you're the offense, you're like, get on the ground so we can get the ball going. Chewing up precious time for this Pitt Panther offense.
Holstein steps up. Throws and intercepted. That's Jordan Kwiatkowski. Cuts back, still on his feet, and finally brought down at about the 13-yard line. Another interception for the Chippewas.
They've now exceeded their previous season's goal from a year ago. The reason why you make the change and bring in Matt Drinkle, Kwiatkowski, here's another thing, another two-way guy on this team. He also doubles as a fullback as well. You saw some of the offensive moves there, but just a great job playing that cover 3 deep, 2 underneath, and really running a cloud coverage. And then, wow, Kwiatkowski went up and caught that ball out of the air, snatched it out of the air. And then you see some of the offensive vision there to get the ball down into the red zone for this Central Michigan offense.
He's the team leader and captain of that defense, led the team in tackles all last year. Angel Flores is back in at quarterback. He keeps it. And Flores is inside the 10. Chippewas do have 2 timeouts, and we're under a minute left.
So you want to be expeditious with this. You know, Pitt only has 1. You have to think they're not going to try and use that in this moment. They have the opportunity.
Now
Central Michigan, next second.
For the Chippewas.
30 seconds. Please reset the game clock to 43. 43, please.
And this Central Michigan offense can get another first down if they get inside the 4-yard line to get a new set of downs. But the biggest thing for an offense that's been stagnant in the last 3 series, this is that shot in the arm that you needed. Now the double score opportunity is back in play if you're Central Michigan, because Pitt won't touch the ball again until after the first possession of the second half. So if you're Central Michigan, got to take advantage of this. You really need 7,
yes,
but you can't walk away with less than 3 in this opportunity.
Flores, empty set. He keeps it over the left side. And brought down at the 7 by Braylon Lovelace.
This is not a team that airs it out. I mean, there's times we've seen them trying to air it out. It's been sack after sack or a missed opportunity, so they're going to keep it on the ground. Another timeout called here by Central Michigan. This is a big third down opportunity. They haven't converted in a while, so you want to convert this. Like I said, get inside the 4-yard line. You get a new set of downs, and the clock does stop briefly as they reset for the spot. But you've got to be efficient. You just burned about another 12 seconds off the clock that you don't have now by rushing the football.
That's the last timeout for Central Michigan.
And imagine if you're Coach Chapin, you got to send in 2 plays on this moment. Third down play and a 4th down play, or you make that the 1st down play on if you get the conversion on 3rd down. But you got to keep the momentum, and you got to go a little bit up to. You got to perform what Pitt's been doing. You got to be at the line of scrimmage if you want to be able to take advantage in this last 27 seconds.
And the interesting thing here is for Central Michigan, they've got guys who've got some height. So if you even wanted to pass, we've seen DeCorian Temple, the tight end. He's 6'5", so we've seen him already. And even Tommy McIntosh, who's 6'5" as well. You know, here's Jaden Glasser, the freshman.
Pitt running a goal line. Oh, 12 men on the field. Free play.
And again, they looked.
That's a free play right there because there was a 12th man running off the field. They made a substitution. One guy did not get off, so that's a free 5 yards. So you wonder if they're flirting with automatic first down.
They were looking at the tight end, Nathan Van Timmeren.
Illegal substitution. Defense. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. 3rd down. Please reset the game clock to 27 seconds. 27. Thank you.
So you go from a 3rd and 4 to, it looks like, a 3rd and 1 with that penalty. So you don't get the first down because you're inside the 10. So you can't get the full 5. So they got about 3.5 yards on that penalty. Additional conversation by the judges.
The previous play was not legally snapped. The clock is correct at 27 seconds. It's 3rd down.
Okay, correction, yeah.
So call it 3rd and 1. From about the 3.5 yard line. About 3 tight ends here for Central Michigan.
This is what you would call goal line personnel, but for this squad, it doesn't necessarily have to be goal line.
Glasser's going to keep it. Left side, trying to power his way forward. He's got enough for a first down. And they're going to have to line up quickly. They've got no more timeouts.
Got the first down. Clock doesn't start until the marker's set, so they do have that on their side, but ball's now going.
And he'll spike it.
You lost about 4 seconds on that in the operation of trying to get to that spike situation. But that was a key thing. You convert the first down. You got to wait a couple seconds so that the flags get set before you can blow the play. Then the clock starts running. So very heads up play by Angel Flores to know that and have that in his back pocket.
Glasser will stay in at quarterback. Now from the gun. Townsend in the backfield, fakes it. He's going to throw, and that's incomplete. That was Tommy McIntosh, one of the receivers we talked about. He's about 6'5".
And he had him wide open. If he just led the ball to the outside for Glasser, not throw it to the inside, take another look as the ball goes, man, if he just leads him to the outside, doesn't throw it to the inside, could easily, Tommy McIntosh, 6'5", he could have stretched and put the hand across the goal line for a score. Another opportunity, but this is a young guy trying to learn the quarterback position. Physical specimen, but still has a ways to learn.
He'll throw again. Steps up. Glasser dives for the end zone touchdown, Central Michigan.
And the scramble at the end, and Kyle Lewis looks like he's not too happy about that. He's going up against everybody. Look at that. Nice job there, just scrambling, finding the hole. Good block up front by the offensive line, double teaming on the D lineman, and then a little peel-off block at the end. You love to see that when you see a lineman just kind of launch over there. Watch that. Number 73, Dason Smith, with the launch to clear the path for Glasser to dive into the end zone.
All thanks to the interception by Jordan Kwiatkowski. Here's Cade Graham for the extra point.
Let's see it one more time, just for our viewing pleasure. You love it when offensive linemen, things have gone so wrong for the day, but this is one where they got it right. See Pitt trying to rush. Great job on the double team. And then Dason Smith, whoop. Let's go ahead and do a little slide action, a little slip and slide there, and Jaden Glasser darts to the inside for the score for Central Michigan.
6 plays, 13 yards, 44 seconds. And the freshman, Glasser, scores And now for the Chippewa, look, you kick things away, you get a stop, you get the football to begin the second half.
The double score opportunity is now fully in play. It wasn't before when they're punting all the way back on the other side of the field and you get the block at the back. Eli Holstein throws an interception on the plus side of the field in their own zone, and Central Michigan able to take advantage of that sudden change opportunity and flip, and you get a score. I'm not saying it's impossible, but MAC teams are very tough to play.
They'll squib it on the ground. Takes about a second off.
8 seconds left to work. Do you have a dialed up Hail Mary play to end the half? You wonder if that's the mindset. You're just trying to get to the locker room, run it. Let's see what Cade Bell, a guy who does not script his plays, by the way. Like, he's a guy that likes to feel the motion. He's on the field. He's in the ear of the quarterbacks. He wants to feel the energy and dictate his play calling as such. So he's not one of those guys going to have a call sheet that's a mile long and every single situation scripted out.
Well, he's got Poppy Williams and Blue Hicks at the bottom of your screen. They've got one timeout.
Yeah, they got a timeout under their belt, so who knows, can get half the distance at least in a quick fashion.
And they keep it on the ground.
Looking to get to halftime. Clock stops with 2 seconds left.
Timeout. Pitt, their third and final.
Now Pitt, talk about
Please
it.
put 3 seconds on the game clock.
Well, can't take them with you. They don't carry over to the second half.
Final timeout.
We've only got a 2-score game here going into half. But you want to be smart here. You're sitting squarely at midfield on the 50-yard line, the right hash. Not expecting the hook and ladder or any type of Music City Miracle type plays, but you've got some burners on the outside if you are Pitt that you can throw to. Poppy Williams, who's had a great first half, was seemed kind of a little quiet in the second quarter. He's a guy you can look at. Katerius Hicks, another guy that can absolute burn and run. And then, of course, Desmond Reed, number 0. You could always motion him out and have him sit in the slot as well. So you got a lot of opportunities. Chippewa defense setting back, running the fence defense 3 deep in those moments, running cloud. You're only going to get a 3-man rush here, so cover 8.
And they'll give it to Reed. Reed reverses field, now cuts back.
Flag on the field.
Flag. And that will be the final play of the half.
They follow the leader out there. He can turn on a dime.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 56. That penalty is declined. That's the end of the first half.
24-10 is our score here. The first half. Central Michigan will get the football to begin the second half. Thanks to an interception, the Chippewas get their first touchdown of the game. They'll get the football to begin the second half. We'll take a break. When we come back, Kevin Connor, Trevor Maddich for a halftime report. You're watching the ACC on ESPN. We get ready to begin the second half. Pitt on top of Central Michigan, 24-10. Chippewas got an interception about a minute left in the first half, and they've turned it into a touchdown to get on the board. Now this is just a two-score game, and they get the football here to begin the second half.
A lot of opportunity. Hope springs eternal here for Central Michigan. You could possibly turn this into a one-score game. We talked about how do you create momentum going into halftime. Well, an interception by Kwiatkowski that's turned over deep into Pittsburgh territory, and you convert on a third down, and Jaden Glasser finishes it off with a touchdown score. And now we're sitting here with 24-10 with a possibility that the Chippewas can get something going with their three-quarterback system. It's going to be, wow, okay. I guess we forgot where we were kicking.
Yeah.
Both sides.
Yeah, they had to change sides.
Red Rover, switch everyone on over.
So far, the Pitt Panthers, 298 total yards of offense. Central Michigan out of the MAC conference, just 46.
And a couple of big sacks there.
That's the fewest that you see that they've put up in the half since 2022, 3 years. They're down 2 scores as Sam Carpenter kicked things away. Nairi Biggins, again, will call for the fair catch, touchback, and they'll start at the 25. Central Michigan played 3 quarterbacks. Joe Labus, Angel Flores, and Jaden Glasser. And it looks like Labus, who started this football game, will start this second half as well.
But you see all 3 quarterbacks in the huddle there for Central Michigan because they will roll them mid-series. And at one point, we saw them going consecutive downs. We saw a first down, we saw Flores, second down was Labus, and then third down was Glasser. So they're not afraid to roll multiple people during drives, not only at quarterback, but at running back, at offensive line, and a lot of personnel switches.
And tight ends. They got 3 tight ends in right now. Play fake to Biggins, and they'll get it to one of those tight ends, Henry Dryden. Dryden makes the catch. That's about a 4-yard pickup.
And this was something that was good for them to get going. Get an easy play that gets you some positive yardage, because we remember in that lull of 3-punt series at 3 and outs, there was a lot of sacks, a lot of confusion, a lot of long dropbacks there. Quick, on-the-move type of plays to get some positive yardage going.
Quickly to the outside. That's the McIntosh. That's a first down.
And for Tommy McIntosh, this is a guy that Coach Drinkle talked about is just a great blocker and a pass catcher as well as a receiver. He's gritty. He's 6'5", 210. So you can't miss him. He's not a guy that's going to hide very often, but a tall target for Joe Labus to create, a rhythm and a rapport. They struggled a little bit in the passing game early in the first half, and now you see coming right out the gates, a running team throwing 2 straight passes to start the second half.
He's a transfer out of Wisconsin. Throwing again, Labus, and again looking at McIntosh, incomplete.
Sailed a little bit to the outside, tight coverage on the play. Running with him was Cruz Brookins, the strong safety. Interesting thing about Pitt, they run boundary and field for their safeties as well as their corners. So they're going to have guys who are more likely to be on the tight side of the field and other guys who play on the more open side of the field of play. And Brookins is one of those guys that's usually a boundary guy for them.
Labus will keep it. So Darian Harrison makes the stop, but a 5-yard pickup.
They can have that yardage, make this a third and manageable. Where they got into trouble for Central Michigan, you're trying to drop back and you get sacked, and then you turn a second and long into a third and even longer in those situations. But a great job by Labus to see the lane. Doesn't seem to be like downfield. Just get the ball north and south and get some yardage.
Now let's see with Angel Flores. We'll see here as he checks in at quarterback. He's going to keep it. And again, straight ahead. Maybe 2. 4th down coming.
Quarterback design, keeper, lead play. See the right guard, Neff, come in and run the lead with it. But a great job just strafing down the line of scrimmage. This defense, you can't get much past them. And Rasheem Biles does a great job of locking in and tackling the legs of Flores before he can get going.
Declan Dooley will punt things away. Desmond Reed standing at his own 15. Lands inside the 10. They'll down it right there at the 10-yard line. 45-yard punt, no return. Pitt football for the first time in the second half. When we come back, they're up 24-10. Let's take a look at today's Good Hands play. It is brought to you by Allstate. It comes courtesy of Jordan Kwiatkowski, the team captain and leader of the Chippewa defense. He came up with this interception right at the end of the first half, and it led to Central Michigan's touchdown, the only touchdown they've scored thus far. Cut that, made it a 3-score game to a 2-score game, 24-10 our score. Here is Pitt now with the football from their own 10. Eli Holstein keeps it over their right side. It's a good 6-yard pickup.
Good first run. Wow, pushed a little late there at the end of it. This Pitt offensive line kind of having its way for the most part with the defensive line for Central Michigan. Good vertical push and a little second effort. Gets that extra yard. And looking at that guy right there, Kwiatkowski. Once again, not a traditional number that you wear for linebacker at number 12. More of a quarterback number, but he's the quarterback of that defense. And he's a guy that has a lot of athleticism, also plays fullback on the offensive side of the ball at times.
Here's Reed. Slips out of one tackle, and now A host of Central Michigan Chippewas pick him up and bring him down.
I'm going to go as far as saying I think that was the first negative play for Reed in this contest. He's been hit in the backfield before, but he usually turns it into positive yardage. That right there is the first negative play by Desmond Reed.
So 3rd and 5 for Pitt. Little bunch set at the bottom of your screen. Holstein pumps it, keeps it, oh, and slips. Probably had a first down had he not slipped.
I think he would have had a first down and more. He's able to keep his feet, but gets clipped right at the ankles. That right ankle gets hit by the Central Michigan defender, slides a little bit short. And this is one of those 4th and a long 1.5 yards. You don't want to tempt fate this deep because you know what happened the last series. You were deep, you had a turnover, so better to punt it away and force Central Michigan to work the length of the field.
Caleb Junko will come to punt things away. Caleb Spann back deep. He kicks it at his own 35 and brought down at about the 38. Well, they got a flag here at the very end of the play.
Interesting to see not only where they're going to spot it, but then where that penalty was. Doesn't look like there was a penalty. Looks like they're going to line it up right there, about 37.
47-yard punt, no flag. Joe Labus back at quarterback. Fakes it to Cornish to the outside, and that's complete to Justin Ruffin Jr.
I'd say I'm not as surprised as a lot of people might think. This is a team that likes to run the football, but knowing that you didn't have a lot of success in the first half, so you're trying something different. Putting Joe Labus on the move there, moving pocket on not necessarily a naked because they went with them, so more of a moving shift and kind of a running route to get him going off to the right side.
On the ground. Cornish got the edge. First down the sideline and then forced out of bounds.
I got to see this replay again, Brian, because your quarterback was a lead blocker. Look at the handoff in fourth zone, cut back, and then Joe Labus speeding away.
Oh, that's a good block.
He got a nice little cleanup block. Not often do you see your quarterback doing that, where he's lead blocking on the cutback. But Joe Labus and these quarterbacks, you got to do more. When you're a physical running team, you got to be able to do that as well. If you're going to run, you got to block as well.
Now in Pitt territory. From the Panther 47, 2 tight ends. Power I. Straight ahead with Cornish.
Cornish was on the ground for a good 2 seconds. The offensive line was still running forward. Hey, Maction, we got a MAC team here. They are tough-nosed. If you talk to Coach Drinkel for 5 minutes, you don't question why they're like that, because he is a very serious, intense coach, and he preaches that, and they train that at Central Michigan.
Audible by Labus. Heard him yell kill at the line. They give it to Biggins over that left side.
Stretch zone gets very little on that play. So sitting at another 3rd down opportunity. Can Central Michigan convert again?
And they've got Jaden Glasser in now, the freshman. Take a look at Coach Drinkel. Been 6 years at Army West Point. Brock Townsend has come in the backfield alongside the freshman. Glasser straight up the middle. Quarterback dive. Flag comes flying in. He's about 2 yards shy of a first down.
Not sure in that scrum what we got there. Was it a hold in that moment or what?
Holding. Offense, number 76. 10-yard penalty. Third down.
Yeah, Martin Coivisto, sophomore out of Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Another hold for the second hold of the day for Coivisto. Had one in the first half. And go from third manageable to third and long. Still got an opportunity because it wasn't declined, even though it was short. You didn't want to give Central Michigan an opportunity to kick a field goal there. That's a place they feel really comfortable with Cade Graham kicking. They said, if he gets to the 35 and in, I'm going to give him a shot at it. So you knock him out of field goal range.
6 penalty for Central Michigan, 43 yards. Here's third down. Throwing to the outside. That is Nazir Williams. He's brought down at the 40. This is probably something you'll have to go for here.
Yeah, I feel like this is a go-for-it zone. A lot of analytics, both pro and college, say when you get in this 45 to 35 no man's land, it's a pickup because you're too close to punt and you're too far to kick the field goal. So worst case scenario, you turn the ball over in an area that you feel confident with your defense going out if they can't convert.
The freshman at quarterback. Fourth down, 4. He steps up, flushed, throws, it's complete. DC Temple makes the catch.
The big man, 6'5", 245, former college basketball player a year ago at Central Michigan. Jaden Glasser keeping his legs alive, the super talented young man. They talked about he has the physical looks, he has the capabilities right there. Does a great job of keeping that play alive and IDing TC Temple running across the line to talk when a quarterback breaks out. Run in line with him and make yourself presentable. He got that 8 right in front of there. He put the 8 right on.
Labus back in at quarterback. They hand it off to Cornish. Straight up the middle. Pick up of 3. Yeah, DeCorian Temple, 2 sports star, played on the Central Michigan basketball team last season. He's a phenomenal high school basketball player out of Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Yeah, I think he was all-state basketball player in the state of Michigan, and a state like that, a proud basketball heritage, so to be one of those guys, you have to be a special talent.
Labus rolls, throws to the outside. And that's Justin Ruffin Jr. with the catch.
And Ruffin, what a great catch. I mean, little guy, freshman once again from Buckner, Kentucky. IDs that in tight, sticky coverage, gets the hands extended, makes a single hand grab, hauls it in before he hits the ground. Minimal gain, but a very impressive play thrown to the field. That's a long air yardage ball that was thrown when you're throwing to the open side of the field. And Ruffins looks it in and gets a play, makes a play.
And Jaden Glasser, the freshman, has come back in at quarterback. And they're going to call a timeout. Coach Drinkle looked at the lineup, that defensive lineup, and he's going to call a timeout.
Timeout. Central Michigan, they're first. Immediate timeout.
We'll take a break. 4:29 left in the quarter. 24-10. Big third down coming up for Central Michigan. 24-10, our score here in the third quarter. Hey, the 56th season of Monday Night Football kicks off next week. You got the Vikings, Bears, comes away at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN, ABC, ESPN Deportes. Got the all-new ESPN app as well. Peyton and Eli, they're back on ESPN2. All that coverage begins with SVP and the Monday Night Countdown crew at Soldier Field, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. These guys will certainly be watching. Former Michigan guy, former Oklahoma USC guy.
Yeah, Oklahoma-ish. There's a freshman there.
They'll be playing tonight. Here's third down and 5. Labus keeps it and driven back.
He got absolutely drilled, and that license plate said 12. The driver was Cruz Bookins.
Yeah.
Came in and delivered a big blow on Labus on the quarterback down outside zone.
So they're going to go for it on fourth down. Central Michigan went for it one time on fourth down in the first half, converted.
Yeah, converted. And having the big fourth down to get to this situation. So you're talking about a team that's not afraid in distance to go for it in plus territory.
4th and 4. Labus got him in over the middle. It's caught. Langston Lewis, the junior out of Savannah.
And let's take another look. Good job by the offensive line and Labus to scan and just throws a 50-50 jump ball up there for Lewis. And let's see how he got there. A little trip there by the defensive back. Gets inside leverage and puts it in a perfect place for him to go make a play. And we're back in the red zone again. Back to back right now here 2 out of 3 drives in the red zone for this Chippewa offense.
Second longest drive of the game here so far. Labus rolling, throwing to the end zone. Touchdown, DeCorian Temple, but there's a flag.
Oh, what is the flag? Was there some interference there?
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, number 21. That penalty is declined. Play results in a touchdown.
Touchdown, Chippewa.
One score.
And all of a sudden, the deficit is now just 1 score for Central Michigan.
You can't take a MAC team for granted. This is why. This is a tough-nosed team, and this team was down 3 scores. Interception right before the end of the half, the first touchdown of the game that gets them 10 points, and now second drive of this second half, you march the field. 2 big fourth down conversions on that drive, and Central Michigan is feeling really spry. Let's take another look at this. DeCorian Temple wide open on the shallow drag, and the DB can't get there.
24-17 now our score. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Central Michigan puts 7 on the board. Decorian Temple with the touchdown catch, first of his career. And how about the Chippewas, who only threw the football 4 times last week? They've now thrown it 19 times in this game and have run it 26. Balance.
That is more balance than the 70%.
Here's Kenny Johnson. And Kenny Johnson is down the sideline. Cuts back and brought down in Chippewa territory. So just like that, Pitt comes right back.
Things can change in an instant. This Pitt team is so explosive at so many different positions. Let's look at it again. Catches the ball on the 4-yard line and just weaves through the crowd. Great vision by Kenny Johnson. A little quiet early on. Nice spin move there at the end to get the extra yardage. And once again, Pitt Panther offense starting in Chippewa territory across the 50-yard line.
47-yard return. Little pitch to Desmond Reed. Reed trying to get to that edge, and he is brought down maybe a yard behind the line of scrimmage. Jayon Jackson came up and made the stop.
The Central Michigan defense is feeling empowered. You know, when you take the drive like they did, over 7 minutes consumed on that, you get a chance to get a blow. So this high up-tempo offense doesn't really get to burn the guys out, and they come out fresh.
Here's Holstein. Rolls, throws, downfield. He's got a man. It's Poppy, and Poppy makes the catch. Oh, I love it when you call me Big Poppy.
Raphael Williams. And it can happen in an instant. We knew that this is a quick play offense. Loves to go up tempo. Loves to be active. And right there, Cooper saw a flag on the field. Luckily, it was just one of the towels he put away. He's like, "Now get that off the field." He's having PTSD from when he got that holding call in the first half. But man, oh man, what a great job by this Pitt offense. Great return, 2 plays, and boom, you're back in the end zone and back with a 2-score lead.
Extra point is good. It took him just 2 plays and 35 seconds to strike.
Poppy Williams is a guy in the slot at the bottom of your screen, running straight down the middle of the field. You see he just takes that deep over route, burns the safety deep. Great focus, great catch, touchdown. Second score of the game for Poppy Williams. Let's look at it one more time. He's just running straight down. Corners and secondary are all in a quandary. Cuts underneath on a crosser. That deep over is wide open, right to his front shirt pocket and into the end zone for the Pitt Panthers.
Meanwhile, Eli Holstein is now 20 of 26 for 264 yards, 4 touchdown passes, which ties his career high for a single game, which he did last week.
Did that last week, and back-to-back 4 touchdown games. Last time they did that, a guy by the name of Kenny Pickett happens to be a quarterback now for the Las Vegas Raiders. First-round draft pick in Pittsburgh. So you're in good company.
And when Kenny Pickett was here, was that 2021?
Yeah.
Won the ACC.
That's right, won the ACC championship. So a lot of good omens there and totems for the Pitt Panthers.
Nari Biggins from his own 2. Crossed the 20. Brought down at about the 21-22-yard line. Let's take a look at the college football rankings. They are brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Ohio State won a game they had with Texas last weekend. They'll take on Grambling very soon. Texas
Tumble from number 1 all the way down to 7. Miami with that great victory against Notre Dame moves up. Notre Dame falls back to 9. South Carolina makes it back to the top 10. A team that was on fire at the end of the season last year, had 3 of their games, and they're just an explosive team with Lenora Sellers.
That pass knocked away and tipped.
That was by Isaiah Neal jumping up. And Coach Narduzzi likes to have each unit group have their nicknames. One of the strikers.
Well, the strikers, that's what they call that D-line.
Call the D-line the strikers.
Linebackers, the Sharks.
Yeah.
That secondary known as the Zombies.
That's one that's interesting. I get all the first two, the third. Zombies is one. I was like Air Force something. I don't know, quick strike something. Zombies, usually slow.
Cornish blown up. Soon as he got the football.
And there's that man, Rasheem Biles, unabated. Oh, there's the Sharks fin signal, so we know that you said it. Now he showed it. It's like, I heard you, Brian Custer. The Sharks looks a lot like Steve and Willie Beeman there. You know, one of the celebrations there any given Sunday. Sorry, I watch a lot of movies.
Crowd is into it. 3rd and long for Central Michigan. Labus, he's going to throw it. To the outside, Tyson Davis. He's close, but about a couple of yards shy of a first.
Yeah, you would have loved for him to get to the sticks and then turn around on that one, but 4th and super short, less than a yard it looks like. Right about at the yard.
About a minute left in this quarter, and it looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down. And they are 2 for 2 on 4th down.
My former offensive coordinator, Bruce Arians, used to say, no risk it, no biscuit.
Labus, quarterback run, dives. And he's right at that stick, it looks like. Braylon Lovelace delivered the hit. Ooh, this is going to be close.
This is close. Oh, they're moving the sticks. He got the first.
He got the
enough.
first down.
Let's see it again. Just one more time for our viewing pleasure. Quarterback power, and he just inches forward at the last second. I think his backside got over the line. I don't know if the ball crossed it, but tough nose play. Another 4th down conversion for this Central Michigan offense.
How about this power high? Biggins gets the carry. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
That is the end of the 3rd
And
quarter.
we have played 3 here in Pittsburgh. First ever meeting between Central Michigan and Pitt. And it's 31-17. 4th quarter when we come back. Both teams put up a touchdown in the third quarter. We begin the fourth quarter. And it's Central Michigan with the football. Down by 2 scores. Angel Flores has checked in. Flores puts his head down. He's got a first down and more. A Chippewa first down. Last time they had the football, they went 11 plays over 7 minutes. This was the 6th play of this drive.
I think that's the square button on the PlayStation, B button, or at least the right trigger for the truck stick. Angel Flores engaged that, and wow, what a nice run there for Central Michigan, inching closer to that midfield mark, and clock is running. They chew up time very efficiently.
Jaden Glasser has checked in at quarterback. Glasser's going to throw under fire, and he goes down. Jimmy Scott makes the sack.
Big play here to stop the momentum on first down as we watch Jimmy Scott working on DeCorian Temple, the tight end, to the right of your screen, and just absolutely bulls him backwards and into Glasser. Glasser had nowhere to go on that play.
Joe Lavis has come back in at quarterback.
Scott's made a couple of plays for this team, couple batted down passes, tackles for loss, and now adding another sack to his resume.
2nd and 16. Lavis hands it off. That's Biggins. Biggins gets back to the, looks like maybe the line of scrimmage. Big 3rd down where Central Michigan is just 4 of 13.
4 of 13, but if they can get anything resembling positive yardage, get half of this back, the team that's been very tenacious, 3 for 3 on 4th downs in this contest.
3rd and 16. Lavis swings it out. Brock Townsend. Townsend upended at the 48-yard line. Javon McIntyre took the legs out.
The spin move. Great job by Townsend. Vision, great blocking downfield by the receivers, but then gets upended and does the upside down turnstile move. But we talked about this. If you get half of that distance back, they're going to go for it. And what are they doing right now? Going for it.
4th
once
and
again.
Lavis under pressure, hit as he throws.
They call that a fumble because they blew it dead. I guess they did consider that was a fumble.
I guess they considered that as a go. It looked like you had one referee saying.
See another look at it. Blitz up the middle. Lavis forced to throw it up. It looked like a forward pass, though, in my mind.
Ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. It's first down.
But they called a fumble. Pitt would have had better field position if it was an incomplete pass, because it go to the spot originally because it went beyond the line of scrimmage and then recovered and tackled down. So technically lost a couple of yards there with that being ruled a fumble. Nonetheless, Pitt gets the football back. A good 4th down stop for the Pitt Panthers, who didn't have an answer the previous 3 attempts, but now had an answer, and now they get a turnover on downs and start near midfield.
Jules Goff. Fake it to him. Holstein over the middle. That's complete to Kenny Johnson. Kenny Johnson cuts back and upended inside the 15-yard line.
Beautiful job by Eli Holstein, not losing his eyes, stepping up in the pocket, finding Kenny Johnson. As you see, starting across, running the deep over route, gets lost in the sauce in the coverage. Central Michigan loses him, and Kenny Johnson makes them pay with a deep shot into the end zone, to the red zone.
30-yard pickup. Holstein again avoids one Chippewa to the end zone and out of bounds.
But too far outside for Poppy Williams on the coverage. Eli Holstein doing a lot of whirling dervish back there in the backfield as Central Michigan brought the blitz, but him weaving through behind his massive offensive line and creating enough time to get that ball out just floated a little bit too far. He was running to his left, ball kind of released while he was moving, and so the ball floated out of bounds.
2nd and 10 from the 14. And they got Chippewa to jump. And we got pass interference as well.
Now pick your poison. Probably the PI would be one versus the half the distance variety that they would have gotten on the offsides.
I think that was Heldman who jumped off sides, and Akeem Snell with the pass interference.
There are 2 fouls in the play, both by the defense. Offside, defense number 97. That penalty is declined. Pass interference, defense number 8. Foul occurred in the end zone. By rule, the ball is placed at the 2-yard line. First down.
So they'll go with the PI on Akeem Snell, who's a local kid. He's from Pittsburgh here, went to Penn Hills High School.
And yeah, he had a handful of Katarius Hicks. He had cloth, skin, sweatbands, everything. He was covering him. He did not want to get embarrassed in front of the home family crowd that's here at the game today.
Pitt has been 3 for 3 in that red zone. So usually when they get in the red zone, they're going to score a touchdown. And they give it to Goff. Maybe a yard.
Maybe a yard up the middle there on the dive to Goff. This team has been effective. They've thrown nothing but air touchdowns, so trying to get one on the ground, trying to get a rushing touchdown, but Central Michigan very stingy up the middle for them. So you wonder if they go back with a concept. Poppy Williams has been one of those favorite targets in this area. Maybe you go to Holmes, or Altsman was another guy that had a touchdown.
Goff again, touchdown, Pitt.
This is one of those times where you don't mind being wrong in a good way. Kept it on the ground, so now they have a rushing touchdown on the day. Jules Goff just being stubborn about wanting to create an identity of toughness and run the football. Let's take another look at it. Just inside zone. And Jules Goff picks his way between the center and left guard. That's Keith Gavea and Lyndon Cooper clearing the way for the touchdown rush.
Trey Bukowski with the extra point. And the Panthers with another TD, this time on the ground, thanks to Jules Goff. It's Panthers now 38-17 your score. the U.S. Open Women's Championship match comes your way, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, ESPN, all new ESPN app. Got the 8th seeded American Amanda Anisimova playing in her 2nd straight major final. She's going to take on the defending champ and the #1 seed, Aryna Sabalenka. She's trying to become the first woman to defend her U.S. Open title in 11 years.
Pretty good one. We are headed to that tri-state area after this, Brian. So
Yeah.
Wonder there'll be a little bit delay weather in the area. You see light drizzle coming down here in the stadium here at Acrisure. So you wonder how that changes the mindset of the team, especially for Central Michigan, who's had some success in the second half through the air. Not as much on the ground. When they were successful in moving for a couple of the touchdown drives, it was a combination of throwing as well as running the football. So you wonder what that does now with the ball starting to become a little bit wet, a little slick. Do you stick with more of a running attack?
Angel Flores in at quarterback. Swing that one out to Najee Biggins. And force him out of bounds. Sean Lee Jr. with a 2-yard pickup.
Yeah, a little flare route from the slot by Nyreen Biggins. Empty backfield, so you're running 2 of your receivers straight ahead, lead blockers, and getting Nyreen Biggins to get upfield. Wish he would have made the decision a little bit sooner. Probably would have got some more positive yardage. He hesitates and stutters, and that's what forces him out of bounds.
Flores is going to keep it. Quarterback design run over the left side.
Oh, a lot of extra action there going in there.
Whole lot.
Don't want to see that.
Biggins got knocked into that Pitt sideline.
And to the flags that they have up on the sidelines trying to prevent, I guess, the opposing coaches from seeing their hand signals. It's like a big blanket they extend across. Nyreen Biggins, I guess, thought he was crossing the finish line. Trying to break the blanket.
3rd down coming here for Central Michigan. 4 of 14. Flores will keep it, and that's enough for a 1st down.
And this Flores kid, tough as nails, NAU transfer. Kid comes from Casa Grande, Arizona. You know where that's at, Brian? That's just south of me. Sorry.
I was going to say in Arizona.
Yeah, it's Arizona, the state. It's in there somewhere. Well, yeah, kid comes from Casa Grande. Coach Chapin was recruiting him, and kid he's always had an eye on. So when he went in the portal, didn't get a lot of offers. Coach Chapin was like, I don't know why they're not. This kid's tough as nails, so I'll take him.
We'll hand that one off to Trey Cornish. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it.
Francis Brew. Don't let the U fool you. It's just Brew.
Young,
adding
good
extra
young
letters.
Out of Westerville, Ohio. You know, young guy benches over 500 pounds.
Yeah. Went to Thomas Worthington High School. It's right by my father-in-law's house, so I know that area very well. Proud, prideful football area right outside the suburbs of Columbus.
Absolutely. You want to know what? You know where Westerville is? That's where I grew up.
Oh, is that where you grew
Full
up?
start.
So
Offense, number 86. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Medallion East. That's where my father-in-law lives.
How about that?
Yeah.
My parents live there now.
See, there we go. They might even be neighbors. Didn't even know. They might even be neighbors.
Let's talk after the broadcast.
Yeah, exactly. You got 23 of me.
Here's 2nd and 15. Pressure coming. Glasser throws, hit. As he throws in, it's complete to the outside to Ruffin Jr.
Listen, Angel Flores, hey, that spidey sense kicked in real quick. It's like, I got to get rid of this football. I don't even think he saw his receiver. He just threw it up there, and Ruffin went up and made a play in between 2 defenders. Another look at it. Run blitz. Kyle Lewis coming in and trying to create the pressure along with Isaiah Neal. He just threw up a prayer, and that one went into the hands of Ruffin. Not for a big gain, but once again, this is a team that's been aggressive. Can they get half of the yardage that they need to go for it on 4th down again?
They're looking at 3rd and 11. Glasser again under pressure, steps up, throws, and complete. That's Nazir Williams.
Wow.
No, check that. Colin Payne makes the catch. 18-yard pickup.
Jay Glasser, we talked about special physical trait, avoids the sack once again and just gets the ball. He threads the needle between 4 defenders to find Nazir Williams and convert again and keep this drive alive. Central Michigan, I know you're down 3 scores, but this is a team I don't know if a lot of people in the MAC want to see this squad.
Labus back in at quarterback. He'll hand that one off to Trey Cornish. 6 minutes left in the game.
And this Chippewa team has really shown a lot. For a team that's in a smaller Power 5 conference, these MAC teams are nothing to mess with. It's a very physical team. Talk about the beginning of the year. You go on the road, you got some tough games to start the season. But once they get to MAC, they're going to be well seasoned and ready. Matt Drinkle's squad got a lot of guys that they're rolling through. They're getting a lot of experience early on.
Only won 4 games last year, but you can tell these guys are going to be good. That one's complete. Camden Cruzinga. 26-yard pickup.
And Cruzinga coming in the inside slot, then cuts behind both of his receivers. They're running go routes, and he's running a deep out, gets underneath. Great job of IDing and throwing the football. And now this team's right on the doorstep of the red zone once again for Central Michigan.
So the freshman, Jaden Glasser, has been playing really well on this drive here. Again, looking to keep it, but sacked. Zelensky and Crothers both come in. 5-yard loss.
Zach Crothers has had an amazing day. Watching the play, blitz action up the middle. Crothers comes off that edge. It has been tough sledding for Jacob Russell on this game, defending against Zach Crothers. Credit him with at least half, so that's 2.5 sacks for Crothers in this ball game.
Angel Flores back in at quarterback. DC coordinator Randy Bates was loving Crothers, said he had a great camp. He swung that one out to Biggins.
And it was a lateral. That's why Biggins, even though he missed the initial pass, could pick it back up and try and go forward. But you're backed up in that situation. 3 points ain't going to help you right here, so you got to go for it again. Oh, sorry, this is third down. That was a second down play. So think about 2 shots here. I know I've said it sounds like a broken record, but if you can get at least half that distance, it makes you more likely to be more of an appetite to go for it again.
In just 4 minutes, under 4 minutes now left in this game. Gotta start taking a shot. And sacked as soon as he got the football. I mean, Isaiah Neal came right up the middle.
Unabated is the best way to describe this. They went turn protection, and for whatever reason, don't ask me, they let him go. Brian Bloom turned left. Jason Smith came down as well, and they forgot about number 2. I guess he had a small guy number, so they thought he was very slim, but that's a down lineman. You don't turn down linemen that openly.
4th down. Flores gets rid of it, and Pitt will take over. All kind of pressure. Pitt football, 3 minutes left when we come back.
The All-State Saturday Kickoff is brought to you by Allstate. You're in good hands. And McDonald's.
38-17, our score here at Pitt. 3 minutes. Panthers will take over. And Cole Gonzalez will come in. Backup quarterback for the Panthers. Check that, make that Mason Heinkel. He's the freshman.
Yeah, good-looking guy. Collegiate debut here for him today. Good measurable, 6'2", 215. That's a good quarterback size right there. Let's see what he can do. Eli Holstein did his job.
He throws, and it's a strike. Right there, Josh Altsman, who's already got a touchdown.
Today in
the quarter.
Speed up. Doesn't matter how much time you got left. You got 3 minutes, and they're gonna make sure they keep the ball on the ball.
Gary and Turner, freshman.
Got enough for the first down. Looks like they're signaling to move the chains.
You know, Heinzel is a freshman. Again, he's out of Oregon. And they said, look, they think he's special. They think he NFL-type arm. Great out of the pocket. That's a complete flag.
Flag. And I wonder if that was that rough?
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 49. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
A little tough one there on the roughing the passer there. I wonder if it's because he landed with his full weight on top of him, because he still had the ball when the defender went to make the play or the sack on the play, and he got the ball out sidearm, a la another famous Pitt alumni, Dan Marino style.
Yeah. Heinzel from Ohio, near Toledo, throws over the middle, high. He's looking at Max Hunt.
Almost another pick.
Leviah Brown nearly had an interception.
Yeah, the fifth-year senior from Honolulu is back in coverage. Good throw, misses it. And it's almost like he was surprised. It hit him in the right shoulder pad on that one. And you have to be kicking yourself. You get an opportunity to go in. Elijah Gordon should have had that pick.
Here's Turner. Upended, brought down at the 35. 2 minutes coming up here.
Yeah, 2-minute timeout, even though Pitt was ready to try and snap it.
Yep.
Appreciate the referees.
That is the 2-minute timeout.
2 minutes left to play. Panthers looking at 3rd and 1 when we come back. AT&T keeps you connected with today's best moment, and it comes courtesy of Kenny Johnson.
And Kenny Johnson on the kick return, just look at it weaving through. Big 55-yard, a little spin move and a turn, and then this one right here. Eli Holstein on the run, deep over route by Poppy Williams, the second touchdown of the day, and a burner. He was over and out.
3rd and 1 here for Pitt. Freshman Mason Hunchel gives it off to Turner, and that's a first down. 6-yard pickup by Ja'Kurian Turner.
2 minutes left. They're not sparing any opportunity. Get Heinschel some quality reps here and an opportunity just in case, because you never know when injuries may strike, so you want to get the kids some seasoning.
That was the story for the Panthers last year.
Yes.
And injuries, especially to the quarterback. You remember when they lost that bowl game, they were down to their 5th quarterback?
Yeah, it felt like open tryouts during the bowl week, trying to figure out who could play for them. So this is a valuable opportunity. So you want to get him in operation, running this 2-minute drill, being able to run this no-huddle style offense that, Gabe Bell loves to run and loves to keep his guys on the line of scrimmage. Multiple plays, you have to search yourself through it and figure out what's the best play given the defensive structure.
And considering this team now has the big one, the backyard brawl next week, they go up to Morgantown. Throw complete. Max Hunt inside the 5.
Beautiful play structure, offensive line, great pocket. Allowed Heinschel all kinds of time to pick and weave and find Hunt down there near the goal line.
Under a minute. Turner drives his way in for 6.
Good strike drive by Pitt, once again aided by the big play by Hunt, and then finishing it off. Let's take another look. Ja'Kurian Turner looked very similar to the Jules Golf touchdown, running in between the center and left guard in the A-gap on the inside zone. And you see the young guy getting the slaps and the love from his teammates.
First career touchdown for the freshman out of Florida.
Made a name for himself right now, and you get a touchdown accuracy is a special thing. I've seen a couple in my day.
Extra point is good. 8 plays, 69 yards. They did it in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And it's the freshman Ja'Kurian Turner with the TD. 44-17 Pitt. Gary Turner, the freshman, gets his first college touchdown run. It's now 45-17 Pitt. The Panthers getting about 45 seconds away from going 2-0 on the season. Sam Carpenter kicking things away. Justin Ruffin Jr. back deep. Well, our Week 2 ACC Network football lineup continues this afternoon. You got 8th-ranked Clemson. They're going to host Troy. That's at 3:30 Eastern. And we'll cap the night with Vandy and Virginia Tech. Blacksburg, 8 o'clock. Both games also available on the all-new ESPN app. So you can really watch from anywhere.
Fun. You've seen the promos, 4 screens at once. You can get as much college football as your heart desires.
Yes. Glasser hands that one off. It's about a 2-yard loss. David Rose with the carry.
About a 1 second differential. The clock's a little bit faster than the play clock, so you wonder if they'll even run one more play to end this game. Looks like they're going to hold off on doing so and let the clock hit all the way down to 0. Fantastic job by Pitt today, and just how explosive this team is, how fast they can go. But you got to tip your cap to Central Michigan. That's a tough-nosed football team.
Absolutely.
Coming in, you're already 22.5-point underdogs in this affair, so they can play loose and come out here and fight and giving us a game.
Pitt now 35-6 versus the MAC. Coming up next, West Virginia taking on Ohio University. We saw Rich Rod's squad last week.
Yeah, we saw those rushing yards too.
They will throw about 4 QBs at you.
They will. They're very similar to Central Michigan. They got a lot of guys.
Matter of fact, that's Pitt's next opponent, West Virginia.
I'll be there for the backyard brawl down in Morgantown. Going to be electric. Both these teams, a lot of things to prove. A lot of pride on the line. Sweet Caroline plays by both teams, so you're going to hear dueling voices. It's going to be fun to call that game.
Pitt now 2-0, and Central Michigan now 1-1 on the season. Again, 44-17 is our final here. Central Michigan was tough, but the Panthers just too much. 44-17 is our score. Max Starks, Brian Custer, and our entire crew take you out to Athens, Ohio. West Virginia taking on Ohio.